coming up and wondering how much do I price for my services, and they're either undercharging way low, or they're starting off high ticket, but they're not really believing that that their service can change people's lives, that it's worth it, and that people will pay that much for it.
Yes, exactly. And I want to think of this as someone like, I don't like to charge per hour, but I remember my coach saying this to me. So think about all the hours that you spend in your business. So let's say it's 15 hours. So, and then let's say you charge $10 or £10 per hour. So imagine he was, so think about the hours, like in the sense of how long it takes to send an email to your client, how long it takes to prepare for the session. All these things, you put them into hours, right? And you charge £10 per hour. So that's how much per week if you're spending 15 hours per week. What is it? No, 15 hours per day. So no, 15. Then no, let's say it's 8 hours per day you're spending on your business, right? And you times it by 10, that's £80, $80 you're spending a day. Now, if you times it by 30, it comes up to like a massive amount. So you also have to think about the time you're spending in your business, not just like the transformation you get for your clients, but also the time that you're spending.
Yeah, and something else that I learned about as well recently is the time that you're spending in your business that is not directly getting your client. So the time that you're spending creating content, you're actually factoring that in. Otherwise, you're doing a disservice to yourself if you're not factoring that time into the price component as well. The time that you're spending finding leads, the other things, business activities that you're doing in the back end, they all count as you working in your business. And it's not like you're just gonna, out of the blue get money for that. You're getting your money from your clients.
Yeah.
So you need to factor this in at what price are you going to charge your clients.
Exactly. So let's talk about the things that we say to ourselves when we go into trying to increase our prices. What's like the common thing, the common belief that you've heard from your clients when they want to increase their prices?
The most common one I've heard is, who's going to pay me? Who's going to pay me this much?
Okay, that's a big one. Like, who's going to pay me? And that goes back to that root cause. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough to be charging this much money. It goes back to that belief that you have to keep charging low value and work with more clients to make up for the amount that you want to make. So let's say you want to make £5,000 a month, right? And you're charging what, £100 per session. How many clients will you have to work with to hit 5,000, right?
Yeah, and how much harder would you be working to hit those 5K months at that price point?
Right, and this is what I always say, guys, that you want to give your whole to your clients. You want to give the whole of yourself. So if you're working with, let's say, 20, 30 clients per month, like those people are not getting the whole of you, and you're doing them a disservice by getting on a call with them, feeling burnt out, feeling tired, feeling frustrated, thinking about the bills, right? When you could just be charging high ticket first and then work with a few clients per month, because we're in this battle that the harder I work, the more money I make. When that's not true. It's actually the less you work, the more money you make, because you come from a place of abundance.
Yeah, and you're coming from a place of alignment. If you're working hours, but you're like hustling in those hours, you're like struggling in those hours, what kind of message are you giving out there? Like, what kind of energy are you then attracting? Like, you're not attracting clients with ease, with flow. Whereas if you know you're working from flow, you know that, something I set for myself like this from June, like literally from today, is I'm only working maximum 3 hours on my business a day, and that's it. The rest of it is just learning time for me, growing time for me, self-care for me, things that I want to do. And I'm trusting and knowing that me coming from this aligned place will bring me aligned clients that are willing to put the work in, like willing to actually commit to themselves. Those clients that I don't have to chase up, like they're gonna do the work, they're gonna come to me, they're gonna say, Jamila, I really, really want to work with you. And it also kind of puts that message out there that limited hours that you're working, you're actually working on your business. Because too many people, they say they're working on their business, but really all they're doing is just like watching challenges, watching Facebook videos, just looking at freebies. That's not really working on your business.
I'm so glad you mentioned that. I'm so glad you mentioned about clients. I was saying to Jamila, we were supposed to do a live yesterday, but because my charger, I was waiting for my original charger to come because I had to get all these crappy ones. And because I bought all these crappy ones, like my phone would not charge at all. So I couldn't do any lives. And then Jamila was saying that, well, that goes to show about pricing structure, that the higher the price, the better the quality. I don't know if you guys have ever done this. Like you buy a dud charger or charge like £3 and then it breaks, right? And compared to buying a charger of like £50 or the original and it lasts longer. So this is the way I want you to think about when it comes to your business. When you're doing the freebies, when you're doing the challenges, when you're doing all the free stuff and not investing in yourself, and you keep looking for a cookie cutter approach, or you're looking for the quick way out, or you're thinking that I don't have to invest, let me just go pay the £5, £10 for this course and it's going to make me $1 million. It doesn't work that way. In fact, the more you invest in yourself at a higher rate, the more likely you'll get to the next level in your business quicker. And I've seen that in my business, but I know, Jamila, you've seen in your business as well. When you hire a coach and you hire someone at a higher price point, you get better quality, you get a better version of that coach as well, because they want to show up for you whole, and then you feel good about yourself and you give that to your clients.
Yeah, and it's also about the message that you're giving your clients. Like, how much in integrity are you if you want to charge higher prices, but you yourself are having fear of investing in a coach?
Yes.
You know, how much are you that I walk the talk, that I'm talking the talk? You've got to be willing to do that yourself for other people to feel like, do you know what? She trusts in herself to do it. I'm going to trust in her to do it myself now too.
Yes, exactly. And the more you trust yourself, the better results you get for your clients. So yes, guys, let us know your insights. Here's your questions. Let me just see if there's any questions. So yeah, so let's talk about pricing structure. Do you feel do you think it's easy to sell a low ticket, Jamila, or do you feel like it's easy to sell high ticket?
I think it depends on who you're selling to. If you're selling low and what your goals are, if you're selling low ticket, like how we mentioned already, it might be quicker and easier to sell to people. But what kind of person are you going to be selling to? They're not going to be as invested in their growth as someone who's investing high ticket. And how much more work would you have to do about, you know, by getting so many more people in, spending more time on getting those leads in, than if you had, you know, 1 or 2 high ticket clients who you had the time to really get to know, to really nurture, and you know that they're going to be so willing to put the work in. You're not going to be like spoon feeding them. You're not going to be like, you know, they're not going to just be moaning to you all the time. They're going to be there knowing that you're there for them. You're holding their hand for them. But at the end of the day, they realize that success and growth is down to them. It's not completely down to you. It's down to them and how much they're willing to put in.
Yes,
whereas
exactly.
What I've seen with people who like want low ticket offers, they really want you to do a lot of the work for them.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, and another thing that I've noticed as well with clients, like when I say to my clients, who's your dream client? They're like, wow, my dream client is someone out there, but I don't think that can ever happen, right? And this is another conflict that you create within yourself. When you tell yourself that my dream clients aren't out there, this is impossible. They're never going to come to me. Or you've had a dream client and the first thing you thought was, oh, I just got lucky, or it was a fluke, right? That one dream client that you had is proof that what you're selling is viable, that is actually profitable, right? But because we create the belief in our mind that, oh, that was just a fluke, it's because I worked extra hard that month or that week and I attracted that client. That's the reason why in your mind you create this conflict and this resistance, and you tell yourself that that's not going to happen. But what if you flipped it and thought to yourself, what if there was an abundance of clients who right now they want to invest, they're looking for you, they have their credit card ready, they have their debit card ready, they are willing to spend the cash and they're looking for you, but because you are saying to yourself they're not available, you're walking past them every day, you're not seeing them, you're ignoring them, you're not attracted to them, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I spoke about in my live last week in my Facebook group, where I was saying that for every rejection that you get, every no that you get, there are 1,000 yeses out there, if not more than 1,000. And the more you tap into that, the more you believe that there are thousands of people that want my service, that are willing to say yes to my service, the more you show up as a leader, the more you don't let those rejections get to you, the more you don't sabotage yourself, you know, when you are wanting to raise your prices, or when you are wanting to promote your services.
And you know what's so funny? Last month I actually 10x my prices and I stuck to it. And alhamdulillah, I surpassed my income goals without working hard. And I think I got outside the mindset that if I increase my prices again, then I have to work hard. That was my belief system before. Even though I was selling high ticket from the beginning, I still had that kind of little trigger in me that told me that the more I work, the more likely I'll get a client. But last month, actually, I didn't even work that much because of Ramadan. The last 10 days, I didn't work. and I was working like three days a week, maybe less, and I was just like doing, you know, enjoying the sun, enjoying the weather, and alhamdulillah, I surpassed my income goal. I was just like, that was, for me, that was a shock. And the most work that I did in that month was working on my mindset. That's it. The most I did more self-care, but I worked on my mindset. I worked on those belief patterns around money, around selling, and I saw the massive results in my revenue increasing. So this stuff works, guys. That you have to focus on your mindset.
Yeah, but mindset work is so crucial. Like I've come across so many women and they say that this isn't working for me, this isn't working for me. Some understand that it's their mindset, like, okay, I just need to break through my procrastination, my self-sabotage, my imposter syndrome. Some are just like, I don't know what's missing. And when you say to them, it's actually your mindset. And that 6-7 figure entrepreneurs, they don't invest in strategy. They just invest in mindset. That's all they invest in. It just shows how important it is.
Yeah, even like 7-figure entrepreneurs, guys, don't think that they don't feel sabotaged. They don't feel like a fake. There's 7-figure millionaires who still struggle with that concept that I'm a fake. Maybe because they're having personal relationship problems. Maybe because their health isn't great. So because of little minor issues that they have in their personal life, they bring into their business, right? And when you bring that stuff into your business, when you unload your emotional baggage in your business, that's what causes that kind of rift. And you think, oh my God, if people find out that my life isn't that great, they're not going to want to hire me as a coach. They're not going to want to pay my prices, this and that. And I always give the example that when I was going through my issues online with my ex, when I had my ex-partner trying to tarnish my name, I actually made a lot of money during those months as well, because I refused to give up. I refused to unload my emotional baggage into my business and hide. Because the number one thing you do when you want to raise your prices, when you want to be seen more online, you go into hiding, right?
Yeah, definitely. And you need to ask yourself, why am I hiding? What is the great you have inside of you that you're afraid that people will see? Because a lot of the time, that is what it is. You're afraid of actually sharing your light and people actually wanting to buy your services rather than nobody buying it. And I know a lot of people say that they're afraid of nobody buying it, but if you really dig deep, and I do this a lot with my sessions, and I'm offering breakthrough sessions right now if anybody's interested, like 1 hour.
So yeah, guys, hire Jamila, send her a message.
A lot of people find out that it's actually that fear of, if I actually show my light, if I actually share my truth, if I'm so authentic online, people are attracted to my message and my services, what's going to happen? That's what they're afraid of.
Yes, and it's the fear of the unknown, because you're used to chaos. You're used to distress. You're used to doing things last minute. That's how you work. That's your blueprint, because it comes from school. When we're at school, you know, last minute revision, last minute task, we do everything last minute. We don't want to do the work because it's just that pattern that's been imprinted in us. We're conditioned to look at business that way as well. So once you get rid of that conditioning, that, you know, why am I so afraid to share who I am? Why am I really afraid? Because we all have that innate belief in us that if we get seen, or if we blow up too quick, or if we get seen too much, then we're going to get criticism. That's normal. You're going to get rejected, even by people who love you. You're going to get rejected by so many people. It's part of the process. But you have to understand, just like the trees, you know, they lose their leaves, but they grow back the next year. That's the same way that's going to happen to you. You all have seasons in your business. One season you plant the seed, and one season you reap the rewards. This is how it works. So you have to get into that mindset of abundance. So let's look at the questions. There's quite a few. Mama's part asked something that, feel the mental preparation for a client is always underestimated when it comes to pricing. Yes, it usually is. There's so much mental prep. Like, it's not just you get on the call and it's just like boom. You have to mentally prepare yourself first, and then you have to get all the notes ready. Then you have to get, you have to look at the last session. What did we talk about? How can we improve this session? There's so much work that goes into coaching that people don't see, because they think it's just a quick buck or it's easy money, when it's not. It's a lot of work.
And you need to be pricing that into your structure. So like, look at it roughly for one client. How much time am I spending in the back end? How much time am I spending emailing them, getting things ready, writing notes, and factor that in there. What is my end goal? What is the price per hour for that end goal? And factor that into your pricing.
Yeah, and also don't forget to factor in the support you give them, because when they message you, you're spending time talking to them. Like, I know for me, when my clients book my intensives, like, they have support with me throughout those 30 days. except for Saturday and Sunday. Monday till Friday, I'm available for them. So I factor that in. And when I look at how much time I spend with my clients compared to how much I get paid, it's like a bargain. I tell myself it's always a bargain. Always remind yourself that they're getting a bargain by working with me, because if they were to, let's say, because I work on the mindset and I do therapy work. If they were to go into therapy, they will be in it for years, like years upon years, spending £100 a session. How much is that? It's £100,000 for 10 years of counseling, right? Or therapy. So when you factor that in as well, I look at the lifelong transformation. They don't have to do the work long term. They won't be stuck in the same cycle for the rest of their lives. You're getting them out of that cycle. That's priceless. Asking asked, how do I get my clients to like, share, and follow my posts and so forth, so I can get myself out there more and assist and coach more people? What's your answer, Jamila? So she's like, how can I get my clients to like and share my posts?
Okay. I think it really depends on what your message is as well. Is it something that they resonate with? Is it something that they want to share? Like, is it something that makes it easy for them to share? Another thing is you have to always remember what's in it for me. That's what they are saying. Is your post just about you, or is it about them? You need to make everything about them, not about you. As a business owner, as a business, you need to take yourself sometimes out of the equation and make it about them. The more you make about them, the more they resonate with you. She cares about me. She knows me. She's talking to me. That's what you want to have in your post.
And I also want to add, guys, someone liking your post doesn't mean you're going to make money, right? The only way you make money is when someone messages you and say, you're talking to me. That's it. That's the only way you make that money. It's called a hot lead. That's called leads in the business world, online business. If you don't have people messaging you privately or even engagement on your posts and private messages are the keys to all the income generating tasks in your business. Someone liking your post means nothing. I'm telling you now. I started with 10 followers, like back in the day, and I just carried on posting valuable content. I mean, content is so valuable that I would charge for it. That's the kind of content. And a lot of us hold ourselves back. Like, we think, okay, let me not give them the juice. Let me keep that for the paid session. But if you give people the juice in your content, and you give them your methodology, and you talk about how you help your clients, and you talk about your clients more than you talk about yourself, trust me, people will come to you and message you and say, listen, I need to work with you because you're talking to me. I have this problem and I need a solution. That's the stuff that you need to be sharing on your social media. Veiled Adventure asks, what would you say about introductory offers for new businesses? What do you think, Jamila?
If you're offering like a beta package or a beta round, because you're starting off, I'd say go for it. But again, keep it aligned to what you feel good charging. Don't make it super low ticket that it just kind of tarnishes your authority and and how people perceive you. But at the same time, keep it at a value that you feel feels good for you charging what you're doing. Don't make it completely free, because again, you're only going to attract freebie seekers. You're going to attract people that just want something and they're not going to be in for it. And I know I made that mistake when I first started my business. I had 2 beta clients that I done for free, and alhamdulillah, they made huge progress and huge transformations. But I know that if it was a paid thing, people would be willing to put a lot more work in. So really charge at something that you feel good with, so you attract the right kind of people for you.
Yes, and also, like, give yourself 2 options. So give yourself the lower end option, and then give yourself the highest point in your mind that you think you would not be able to make. So you, in your mind, think, oh my God, this is impossible. And then find the middle ground between it and ask yourself, how do I feel? If you feel really scared about it, in the sense that I will never be able to charge that much, then just lower it a bit to the point. There's like a sweet spot, and only you will know that. You'll know what that sweet spot is. That when you say the price, it feels totally relaxing to you. You don't feel resentment. You don't feel bitter. You don't think, oh, if I was to charge this price, then my client's going to get more value and I'm going to feel bitter about it. There's a sweet spot that you all have when it comes to pricing, and you have to find it. Like, what I do with my clients, I don't tell them like what they should charge. I ask them what feels good for you. And when they say this feels good for you, good for me, I ask them a higher price. Does that feel good for you? They go, yeah, that feels good. And I keep going until they go, no, okay, this is too much. I can't do that. And then that's their sweet spot. Yeah. And there's another question as well. How long should you keep them introductory offers, and should you be posting it as such? I.e., does introductory cheapen your services? I think it does, because like Jamila said, your authority, right?
Yeah. And at the same time, like, why do you feel that you need to have introductory offers to build yourself up? Like, yeah, you might need experience coaching, you might need experience just in the business sense of it, but the service that you're providing, the knowledge that you have should already be enough. Like, you should genuinely feel, I know so much about X topic and I can teach so many people about it, or I can transform their lives on it. That in itself should be enough. So ask yourself, like, what is it within me that's making me feel like I need to keep putting these introductory offers out there? And if you want more help on this, like, just shoot me a DM, inshallah. But really dig
Yeah.
deep. Like, why do I feel like I need to keep doing this?
Yeah, usually it's a money belief. Usually you believe that money is unavailable, um or that I'm not good enough, so I should be charging less. And that's usually the beliefs that you have around it, that you think to yourself, oh, well, if I charge this much money, my clients can't afford it. So you also have to change when you are pricing your services. It has to go along with clients who can afford it. Like if you're trying to help the youth and you're trying to help young kids, unfortunately they don't have the money. It's a great initiative for like a non-profit, but when it comes to making money, you have to target the people who have money, right? And you have to factor that in as well. So if you're also like charging introductory rates, ask yourself, who's my ideal client, who's my audience, who am I targeting to? And usually if you're getting on sales calls with people and they're saying I can't afford it, then you have to look back at your messaging. You have to look at who you're targeting, and you'll find that you're targeting people that you want to help pull up, instead of you're looking. Like I always tell my clients, look at the ideal client who's ahead of you. Like if someone's ahead of you in their health, or someone's ahead of you in their relationships, or someone who's ahead of you in their money, in the money game. Like there's nothing wrong with you working with clients who are ahead of you in the game. And because we're always told that, look at the client who's behind us. There's nothing wrong with that either. But usually you'll find that when you were in that situation a few years ago, you probably were broke as well. And you found it very difficult to, get money together to hire a coach. So don't be afraid to look at someone who's ahead of you, who's more successful than you, and figure out a way like how your skills can help them as well.
Yeah, and I think that's a lot of entrepreneurs face, where they feel like they have to help somebody that's only within their sort of level, but it's not the case.
Yes.
Like, I'm a mindset coach, and now I'm transitioning more into mindset coaching for specifically female entrepreneurs that are making, like, hitting 5K, 10K, and they want to scale higher, but they're just getting so many mindset blocks. And I could
Yes.
say, well, I'm a figure earner right now. How can I be helping six-figure earners? But it's not like that. You've got to look at your expertise and then see, how can I still help that person? Like,
Yes.
you don't have figure earners kind of saying, oh, I'm not going to go to that doctor. You're a doctor for other people. I'm going to go, to a doctor specifically for six-figure earners. It doesn't work like that. They don't say, I'm not going to go to Tesco.
Exactly.
I kind of see that what service does that person or, that place provide that they can still benefit from.
Yes, exactly, guys. So don't be afraid, and like think about, that's what I'm saying. When it comes to your dream clients, I know your dream client is someone who is ahead of you in the game. Who wouldn't want to work with someone who's more rich and more successful? It wouldn't make any sense for us not to. But we're just afraid to own it. We're afraid to own that because we're afraid of what our potential. And usually that's what it is. We're afraid to shine too bright, and then we think, oh my God, if I shine too bright, then people are going to know too much about me. People are going to reject me. I'm going to get haters. Guys, haters, criticism, rejection is part of life. You have to accept it. You have to become bulletproof to it. You have to become resilient. Business is all about resilience. It's all about grit and tenacity. If you don't have that, then you're going to lose in the game. And like, I remember reading a statistic. I think it was like small business and especially women, they make less than 20 grand a year when they set up their business. How mad is that? 20 grand a year. That's like a normal 9 to 5 job pay. But obviously all of us went into our own business so that we could make more money, so that we didn't have to work long hours, so that we didn't have to work paycheck to paycheck. But because we have all these limiting beliefs within us telling us that don't shine too bright, you're going to get hate, someone's going to say something bad about you, or your friends, you're going to lose your friends, you're going to lose your family. These all beliefs are not true, because we create scarcity. Alana's asking what we're selling. We're not selling anything today. We're talking about sabotage. We're talking about how we sabotage ourselves when it comes to increasing our prices. So this is what the live is about today. So let us know, guys, what has been your insights from this live? What do you feel like you can take away from this live? Let us know, guys.
Yeah, let us know what
This
you
is
find
any
really
questions.
valuable in the show, and inshallah we could do more of them.
Yes, please do, guys. Let us know if you do, because this is our business and abundance podcast. Me and Jamila, we've teamed up to, provide business advice, especially for female entrepreneurs. So we want to talk about all those mindset issues. Like, we're both mindset coaches, and we both help coaches and therapists and entrepreneurs sell their services. So let us know if you want us to do more lives like this. Give us some topics to talk about as well, things that you're facing in your business, so that we can address it in the next live. So yeah, what's your final thoughts, Jamila?
Final thoughts. If you're feeling sabotage come up any way in your business, especially when you're raising your prices, whether it's beta pricing to actual pricing, notice the thoughts behind it. Like, what is stopping you from actually raising your prices? Is it that I'm not good enough? Is it that no one will buy from me? And question those things. Do the deep work to question those things. If you need support to question yourself on those things, because it can be difficult and hard, like, get that support.
Yes, definitely. And also, guys, just remember, sabotage is normal. It's part of the human experience. I would say to you, don't try and fight it, try and soothe it. Just like you soothe a toddler having a tantrum, that voice inside of you that tells you, oh, you're not good enough and people are going to find out this, and that. Try and soothe it and find out where it's coming from. Ask it, like, I understand you're trying to keep me safe. Like, what are you trying to protect me from? Like, that's your ego talking. So always talk to yourself, always soothe that voice, and don't ever lower your standards or lower your prices because you don't feel good enough. And feel free to reach out to Jamila at Abundant Muslima, or feel free to DM me as well. And yeah, guys, we'll be back hopefully this Sunday. And we keep saying Sunday. It's always me. I'm the issue here. It's not Jamila. She's always on time. It's just me. Yeah, my kids are very unpredictable. Okay, so on my phone. But inshallah, we're supposed to do this every Sunday at 1 p.m. So we're back on Sunday, right? 1 p.m.
Yeah, inshallah, definitely this Sunday.
Inshallah, I'm gonna have to factor it in. I'm just gonna have to let my kids have their tantrums forever. But yeah, inshallah. So we'll see you again on Sunday at 1 p.m. guys. Jazakallah khair for joining. Take care.
Bye, everyone.
Assalamu alaikum. Why is it share to IGTV? That's mad. Okay, hold on. Let me just stop this recording.